Hello, digital artists. In today's video, I am going to introduce you to our new project, and I'm going to introduce you to the artist that inspired this project. Then I'll go over the directions. So on the right side, there is a painting to look at. This painting is by Giuseppe Arcimboldo. He was Italian. He was born in 1527, and he lived until 1593. He was a Mannerist style painter, and he's most well known for arranging fruits, sometimes objects, in his paintings to create an image that looks like a face. When you create an image that looks like a person, it's often called a portrait. So you might be wondering, we've learned about different styles of art. What makes an artwork a Mannerist style? So this is a quote from Google, and it says, "It tends to be more artificial, less naturalistic than a Renaissance painting." Renaissance was really kind of the rebirth of art and where things were starting to just look more realistic in their creation. This exaggerated idiom is typically associated with attributes such as emotionalism, elongated human figures, strained poses, unusual effects of scale, lighting, or perspective, and vivid garish colors. So his Mannerist style painting really comes through in the fact that he creates these less natural, because this is kind of an abstract idea of creating a face using objects, but also it's exaggerated. The lips, the color of the red lips being so bright and intense, the colors are exaggerated, almost more vivid than normal. And also choosing the shapes that he did exaggerates the features, the roundness of the cheeks, the round size of the nose. So all of the features are really exaggerated and emphasized by using all of these different fruits and vegetables. So in our project, we are going to use found images, and I have some of them here for you, to create our own image, a portrait, using the facial features created by different fruits. Now, we're not going to actually do it with real food. We're going to use images of food. So step one, let's go over the steps. You need to collect images of food. So you have two choices. You can use the images that are up top here. You can use the select tool, that's just the mouse, to click on them and duplicate them. Then you can use those pieces to create your face. Or we can find our own images by using insert image, search the web to find variety of food. So think about food with different colors, shapes. When you're searching, you want to search for the term. So if you want a potato, and then transparent background after it. So I'm going to try and find an image with you guys right now. So I'm going to use insert image, search the web. Right here, we're going to use insert image, search the web. And I was already looking for a picture of an Oreo. You can really do any image that you want. Let's type in banana, and we'll see what we can get. So when you choose your image, you'll click insert. We have a problem with this image. This image has a white background. That's not going to work. So let's see if we can find a better image. So let's try again. Insert image, search the web, and let's see what other choices we have here. All right, we have a winner. We know it doesn't have a background. It has a transparent background because I can see the little checkerboard behind my bananas. So to make them smaller and add them to my collection of images over here on the side, I'm going to shrink them down and just put them over here. That way I can save them for later. So I can do insert image, search the web, and whatever I'm looking for, I'm going to type it in and then transparent background. So you'll notice I have a lot of different things over here. Let's try to find one more thing to add, and then we'll get started composing our portrait. So there are a lot of things in this artwork. Let's type in zucchini flower, because he does have some flowers. So a zucchini flower is like this yellow flower. He actually has some of them on the clothes, but I'm not really finding an image with the flower because it's more looking like with a background on it. Maybe we can just find a zucchini. Let's just choose this one. Looks interesting. This might be good for a head. Oh, this is not a good image because it doesn't have a transparent background. Let's see if we can find something else, and then we'll get started composing our portrait. cherry tomatoes. So we could try to find, I don't think this is going to have a transparent background, but we'll see. It's not a good one. What about just a cherry? Oh, this one's not good either. Let's keep trying. All right, this one will work. So if you really find a picture that you want, that you can't find, and you want to remove the background, if you use Google, you can go to another website. It's called remove.bg and help remove background of images. So if you need to, you can use this website and help you remove the background of an image. So if you really find a picture of something that has a background and you need to remove a white background, the best website is remove.bg. Just upload the photo right to there. It'll give you those images. And that's how I made this one with the hostess and the Oreo. But now that we've collected our images, or we're going to just use the images that are up here, we can start to compose our face. So the thing that we need to do is include a head, neck, eyes, eyebrows, nose, mouth, lips, ears, hair, any accessories like earrings, shoulders, and arms. So we got to use these things that we have up here or find more things to create our portrait. So what I want to do is I'm going to click on the ones that I want to use, and I'm going to start planning the face first. So I'm going to choose an image. I can use Control D to duplicate it, and then I can resize it. So maybe I want the face to be a peach. And if I feel like I need to crop it down like that, I can do that. The one thing I do want is to try to fit all my pieces on the checkerboard. Then I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to try to build the neck and maybe the upper part of the chest. So for the neck, maybe I can use a cantaloupe slice. And I can move it to the back so it's behind. And then I can start to make the neck. All right, I'm ready to keep going, composing my Arcimboldo style portrait using all these images that we have of different foods. So I've got my head, my neck, my upper chest, and maybe these are the shoulders coming down. And I'll find something to, to fill in the bottom part of this space. But for now, maybe I want to start composing the face. So what I want to do is use the zoom tool to come in a little bit. That way I can get up close and into the details on the face. So remember when you're creating these shapes that they're going to be layered on top of each other, one after the other. So when you start to make the eyes, you want to make the base shape of the eye, then the details on top. Or if you're going to make the mouth, if you're going to have teeth in a smile, you want to make the teeth, then you want to make the lips going around it. So I'm going to use something here for my face, and I'm going to start off by making some teeth. And what I want to do is I'm going to use the onion, and what I'm going to do with the onion is I'm going to duplicate it, then I'm going to come to format options, and because it's an image I have the choice to recolor it, and I can choose a lighter color like that. So my teeth don't have to be brown, but I'll do them like this and shrink it down, duplicate, duplicate, so just trying to use what I've got here. All right, so I've got my little smile going here. Now I want to make some lips. And I noticed in this artwork they used cherry tomatoes. And then they've got these other vegetables. I'm not sure what they are. And then a nice pear. So you can really use this as a guide. Like, what kind of images could you use for each part of the body? So I want to try and use something for lips. And I'm going to use this red pepper. So I'll duplicate it, bring it over to my artwork, rotate it. This could be the bottom lip. Stretch it out, rotate it. There you go, bottom lip. Now we need to make the top lip. So let's duplicate it again, move it over. Let's see if we could use it in a slightly different way. Let's play with how we position this so that it looks more like a lip. Duplicate it, come to Format Options, and I will flip it mirrored horizontally. Can line them up, and if I need to do any more fine tuning, maybe I don't need that one little pepper over here. Maybe I need to get onto that onion, that one, and just delete it so that my lips will fit together more nicely. Yeah, those look some spicy lips. I'll use a pear for the nose again because I'm liking this pear, but if I want to recolor it, I want to change the color, I can always come over here and look at some of my choices for that. Then I'll start making the rest of my facial features. So far I've got, if I look at my list, the head, the neck. I have to make eyes. So what choices do I have for the eyes? There's a lot of good choices here. I mean, this one right away, the avocado looks like an eye, but I want to layer some shapes on top of each other to make my eyes. So what I'll do is I will use maybe this coconut and rotate it. Duplicate it, move it over. Let's use the Oreo. We also need eyebrows. Let's check our list of all the facial features. Eyebrows, nose, we have mouth with lips. We need ears, hair, earrings is like an accessory. So let's change this to just say all right. So we need to have some ears. And for the ears, I'll use the orange. I'll duplicate it. I'll resize it. But I want the ear to be behind the head, so I'm going to use Arrange, Order, Send to Back. So the keyboard shortcut is Control down arrow key or Control Shift down arrow key. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut Control Shift down arrow key. That way I can position it to the side. So duplicate it, move it over, Control Shift down arrow key. That way my ears are behind. And if I want to add some depth and detail, I know some people's ears at the bottom have that little lobe. Maybe we want to include that lobe for the bottom of the ear. There we go. We've got ears. And now we need to figure out what we'll do for hair. So I have some lettuce. And I'm going to move it to the back, Control Shift down arrow key, stretch it out. So I'm just going to keep going, creating my face, and I'm even going to use, you know, I've got a lot of stuff I didn't use over here, but I even have some romaine lettuce. Arrange, order, send it to the back. That way I can, place this right where I want it, behind the head. Maybe I even want a little piece coming in front of the ear. Whoa, that is looking really tall. Alright, so I composed my face. You could spend more time on it if you feel like you need it. I also want to just fill in this bottom area, so I'm going to use some peas. Just because I need something to fill in that area. Down here. Okay, so I've composed my portrait. That was step number 2. I wanted to make sure that I have all parts of the face. A head, neck, eyes, eyebrows, nose, mouth and lips, ears, hair, accessories, shoulders and arms. And I talked to you about layering the images so that they make sense. So if you need to change the order or how your shapes are overlapping, you can use Control button, CTRL, and the arrow key up and down while that shape is selected. So if I want to bring that orange all the way to the front, I can use Control Shift up arrow, or I can use Control down arrow, and I can move it layer by layer, so like that. Here we go. The last thing I need to do is add a background. So I'm going to Control click or alternate click or right click, depending on what device you're on, to choose a background color. Arcimboldo uses a dark color for his background. So you could choose black or you could choose a dark value. So I'm going to choose this really dark violet because I think all of these colors that are warm and rich are going to pop. And this is my artwork. The last thing I need to do is sign my artwork. There are 2 ways to sign your artwork. You can use Insert Word Art or you can use the text tool. So you could use Insert Word Art, and that's going to make it so you can resize your text. So I'm going to type in my name. This is how I want my name to be signed. I want all my letters together. That's just how I like to sign my name. And the date. Now, once you've used Insert Word Art, you're going to get all of the text. You can choose a different font. You can go to More Fonts and look through all of the different fonts, like handwritten fonts. I tend to like a handwritten font. They have serif fonts, so fonts that have these little details at the ends of the letter, or sans serif fonts, fonts that have very smooth, straight letters. So you can choose what font you would like to have your name signed in. And then you want to choose colors that are going to complement your artwork. So my artwork has a lot of these greens, so maybe I will choose a green with a different color contrasting. So this is going to design your signature. And then you want to sign it and put it into your artwork. So you can always go back in and change what you have going on. Any of these settings you can change. And then you can reposition your name over your artwork. You can put it in the top, you can put it in the bottom. This is like your preference. Where do you want your name to be signed? And if you don't like where you've signed it, you can always move it around. So it's up to you where you sign your name. I'll put it in the corner for this one. Once you're done, you're going to write your artist statement. You're going to talk to me about the artist that I introduced to you, Giuseppe Arcimboldo, and you're going to describe what his artwork looked like. What material do you think he used to make this? He was a painter, so he used paint. You're going to talk to me about what this artwork looks like. So you've got to describe with juicy detail for somebody who hasn't seen the artwork what it looks like. So make sure you fill out your artist statement and click Turn in your work.